Assalamu alaikum, Malay everyone. This is Salwaa of Salwaa's Malay Cooking. Today I'm sharing with you my roasted brood recipe, which is a perfect accompaniment to your braai or barbecue. I've added 500 gram flour. You can use plain flour, cake flour, or all-purpose flour in a bowl. And I've added 1 teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons sugar, and 1 packet of yeast, instant yeast. I've just mixed it all together and added 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 cup, and another half a cup of lukewarm water. So I'm going to mix that all together until it combines and form a dough. You may need a bit more water, so just keep the water at hand. I always have 1 3/4 cup of water at hand, and then add the 1 cup and a half, and then the rest as needed. You might not need it all. Then you're going to start kneading the dough. I've tipped mine onto my surface, and there you can see the amount of water I've got left. And I'm just kneading my dough until it's smooth and it's no longer sticking to my hands or the surface. You don't need to add any extra flour to it. You just knead it for about 10 minutes and it will be perfect. You can see what it should look like there. I'm putting it back into my bowl and cover it with plastic foil, and I'm going to leave it until it's about an hour, hour and a half, depending on how cold or warm it is. So I've minus rested or proven for about an hour and a half, and then I'm just going to divide it into equal sizes. You can make yours as big or as small as you want, your roasted brood. You can see I'm just breaking bits of dough off and flattening it with my hand and just putting it onto a floured surface. And the amount of roasted brood you'll get out depends on how big you make your roasted brood. So I've got about 8 out of my dough, and I'm just covering it to leave it for another half an hour before putting it onto my braai on the coals. The coals shouldn't be too warm, so at the end of your braai you can just put your bread onto the coals and let it bake or braai for about 5 minutes or so before turning it around. You can see it's still rising while it's on the coals, and you can see the coals aren't too warm. It's just a very slow braai, and you turn it around and cook on the other side. About 6 minutes on each side, I would say, but you can always check yours to see if it's done. And there you have it, a simple braai broodjie to accompany your next braai. And that you can see, that's the inside of my braai brood, soft and fluffy. And I've even enjoyed it later on with a cup of tea with some jam and cheese, which is very delicious as well. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me for my next recipe. Thank you, and bye-bye.